Hello, Marci. We just finished our staff meeting. We're having a happy hour.
It was very...
Jane is here. Hi, Jane.
Hi. It was a very not productive but fun staff meeting, I would say.
I disagree. Not that it wasn't fun, but that it was productive.
I think it was productive.
Yeah.
I would err on the side of productive.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
It's productive.
It was a winding road of a staff meeting. It
was.
took a long time.
And
it
now-
was a scenic route.
We don't
that
normally
Came
have
around,
bottles
maybe
of
something
wine.
happened over here. Maybe an idea actually got approved over here. No, let's go that way. It was kind of like that.
And now we're taking the winding road to happy hour.
The
Yeah.
wine.
All of you are.
Winding.
Today we're drinking Kim Crawford and Motto. Whatever.
Who is Kim Crawford?
Kim
don't know.
Crawford. I don't know
Is
that
she a
she's like a
reality star?
person.
It sounds like a reality
Sounds like a
star
real
to me.
name.
What?
All right, who wants wine though? For real?
I'm not having wine. I'm having tea.
White or red?
Oh, Kim
White.
Crawford.
Do we have a corkscrew for red, or it might be easier to drink the white?
Let's just.
That
drink
is
the
not a
white.
good label. Do we agree?
It could be better.
It's simple.
I don't know who she is, but
Oh, I just actually received an email about personalized wine labels from that Josh Sellers.
Oh yeah. All right, Jamie, you pop this. This is the cold one.
Okay. All right, got it. It's a twist top.
I love a good twist top.
All right.
Josh
Now it's the
Sellers
party.
is having free personalized wine labels, and they ship free, and they're under $19.
This is
JoshSellers.com.
this is very This is very
Writers,
much,
ladies and gentlemen.
This is very
We're
much
writers.
a happy hour.
Good with words.
All right, cheers.
I'll cheers with my tea.
Yes.
Jane has tea.
Yeah.
Not because I'm an abstainer from alcohol. Just at this precise moment, I am abstaining.
It's good.
It
A little
is good.
sweeter than I normally go for, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should leave because all I want to do is interject things that have nothing to do with what you're talking about. And you're,
What?
Well, what do you want
what
to
do you
interject?
do? I don't know. You guys have a
It's
theme
random.
going.
No, it's always
We
random.
have the most casual Facebook lives on Facebook. Well, except for like your random friend who thinks that they're interesting enough to start broadcasting.
Sometimes we do
personally.
theme ones, but like happy hour ones are always random. One time we just ate cheese and had wine, and that was basically our Facebook Live.
I don't like when I'm talking to you and then all of a sudden it goes like that. And I'm like, Charlotte does that to me sometimes too. She comes up to me and she's filming. Because I know probably there's some app on there where I'm getting devil's horns or something also while she's doing it.
Oh no.
She's
something.
Well,
Does she use
Charlotte,
Snapchat?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
then yeah.
for sure, yeah.
She logged into Jane's account when Jane was at Courtney's house and was snapping photos from your account.
They're always doing that. I know. Constantly.
So I'm not having children.
I know.
That
what?
because-
It's what
That's why I'm not having children.
Oh, that's why you're not-
That and because I don't ever want to have to help someone with math homework. Like that, I lived through that nightmare once.
Yeah.
I hated doing math homework so much, and I know someone's going to ask me for help, and I'm going to be like, I don't know. I was terrible.
But
Not to like live up to like the cool math stereotype, but I sucked at math. It's the reason I'm a writer and not a mathematician. Is anybody a professional mathematician?
I think
you can be a
you can
mathematician,
be.
so.
But how do you make a living being a mathematician?
like
Unless
college
you teach
professor.
it.
Do you
Yeah,
work
you
at
teach it.
Do you work at NASA? I would assume that NASA would have like a
My
mathematician
stepdad works
around.
at NASA.
Oh really?
Who?
I could ask him. My stepdad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's super smart. But he's a physicist.
Yeah, see, that makes more sense to
Yeah.
me. Like, is there anybody who professionally does
That would,
Math.
algebra?
if you do, that's like being a professional philosopher or something. Like, what are you actually,
Yeah,
like,
what
right?
are you doing? Can anybody answer this that's watching right now? How many people are watching?
Currently, like 15 simultaneously.
Okay.
12. Uh-oh, we're dropping. 11.
Oh.
That is subtraction. Math.
That was good.
If you have questions for anyone here, we're
that
willing.
aren't math
We're willing to
equations.
take
Yeah.
them.
This is-
Yeah, we don't
This
do.
is why you guys
Long
probably need a
division.
theme. I'm probably messing this up.
No,
No.
it's actually good when it's random. I prefer them when they're random. I always think the beginning is hard when they're random, but then towards the end they get really good.
I agree. Yeah.
The chances are, like, my mom is probably watching.
Sue,
So Beth,
Beth.
it's hyphenated. Or my best friend Betsy was watching a few weeks ago. Yeah, so that makes it sound like the only people who watch are our friends.
But it's not true because
I
I can
know.
see how many people watch them, and it's thousands of people. Thousands.
I thought you said 15 a minute ago.
No. That's
Oh.
our concurrent.
Oh, concurrent.
It's a chart beat, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
When I did a poll a couple months ago on xoJane, I asked readers, like, how many unique visitors do you think we get every month?
Like-
And some people thought it was, like, under 10,000. And I was like, y'all. Because
That's our aim, is to have the feeling
Of a
that
very
it's
small
a very
community.
small, weird community
mm-hmm. xoJane.
But-
that actually millions of people
Yeah,
are part of.
And believe
I think that's been true for...
xoJane alone gets, like, around 2 million people each month. So,
Mhm.
so I'm glad it feels like it's a little club,
Yeah.
but no, we're famous.
As long as it's a club that doesn't feel like there should be no barrier to entry. To the
Right.
club. Like it doesn't. It
No
shouldn't feel like an
velvet rope.
exclusive club.
Right.
No.
No.
No, it's the people that don't get in. We're the people like outside the the velvet rope or whatever.
What was it that Groucho Marx said? I wouldn't want to be a member of
Yeah.
any club that
would have
that would
me.
have
Yeah,
something
that
like that.
would have me as a member, yeah.
Oh, Groucho Marx. R.I.P.
Well, speaking about when we were speaking about NASA and all that stuff, that reminded me about our Mars conversation.
Yeah, actually, tomorrow on Vane, the open thread theme. So start getting your answers ready, kids. Is since we're going to Mars in like 14 years.
Well, Obama's sending people. Well, not
I'm
Obama.
going. I'm definitely going.
You're not
Really?
going.
Would you do that?
No, actually,
Oh.
I'm scared of space. We were talking about
We
this.
were.
I would love to go to space,
I'm the
but
person-
only for a visit and then
No,
come
I don't
back.
even want to do that. Yeah, even on a clear night, which you don't even get in New York. You can't see stars in New York. If I like once I can see sort of like the arch of the sky, like the roundness of the actual like, I feel like I'm gonna fall into the sky and die. I'm terrified of falling into space forever.
Even hearing you describe this is giving me anxiety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't want to go anywhere near space. I think we
Uh-huh.
should definitely go to space. It's just not going to be me.
I've
Right.
done skydiving. I'm not scared of hardly
Oh, wow.
anything, but going up into space. Well, I would probably go but I wouldn't get out. I would go up in the rocket ship, but I wouldn't get out onto the planet.
Okay.
I'd stay it's like staying in your cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you go on the Great Adventure Safari and you stay in your car. You don't
Yeah.
actually go out and hang
I
out
thought
with
that-
the
yeah.
lions.
Because in that movie, what's the movie where she gets out of the
Is it Gravity?
Gravity?
Oh,
Yeah, in that when that was the first time I realized that people actually do get out of the spaceship and float around with just a pack on their back.
And they're
And it's just like
connected.
eternity around them.
That freaked me
It's
out. I was like,
terrifying.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first time I actually worried about that, as if it were a problem I'd ever have, was like Superman 2, I think, is when like the villains.
Oh, they were trapped in the crystal?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Definitely.
And then they like the astronauts are on the moon, I think, and then like the 3 like space thugs come and like kick an astronaut in the balls, and he like flies off into space. And I'm like, that's how I don't want to die. That's like my number one way to not die. I'd rather burn. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh.
Then get kicked out into
No.
space.
Get kicked
I
out into
would
space.
also.
I'd rather. Well, I guess it's all suffocating, right?
I would rather
Burning
be
would
kicked into
hurt.
space.
Speaking of, okay, oh, you would?
I would like to just, just kind of stop breathing, not be like, there's
Well, I don't know.
fire.
Yeah, me too.
I do
Me
think-
too. I would rather
See,
suffocate
that's
than
If I'm
burn.
not
interesting.
Yeah.
mistaken, I feel like most
This is
astronauts,
getting good.
when they are out there,
This is getting good.
but don't they give most astronauts like a cyanide pill or something? So
But
like if they do happen to float off into
This
space,
is
we just
reminding
end
me
it.
though of oh, I don't know.
Wow.
But this is reminding me of people who would want to die in their sleep, which sounds like where you're coming from. But
Me?
I am the opposite. I don't want to not know. I want to face it. I want to know this is it.
Jean.
I feel it. It's going. It's like
It's happening.
Nope.
It's
I
happening.
don't want my
I am
last
exactly
feeling.
it makes me feel more in
opposite.
control of
I don't
it
want my last
somehow.
feeling to be panic.
Interesting.
I don't want it. See, to me, dying in your sleep is similar to being pushed off the spaceship and just floating away. Because it's just like kind of, you don't know.
Oh, yeah,
You're
you
just
don't know
going
what
off
happened.
into,
Yeah.
You think you're just going into a dream, but actually. That's freaky.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm like conscious and like, you know, in a somewhat relaxing situation where I'm aware that I'm dying, perhaps that's okay. Like a deathbed, surrounded by family, that kind of thing. But like, I don't want my last feeling to be like a truck headed right my way.
So what's your ideal way to die
Really?
then?
Honestly, like 90 years old, hanging out with. I mean, I don't know if I have a partner at that time. That partner would have died before I did. But like, I don't know. I'm not planning to have kids, so I guess just like have a few friends around and just like say.
That's why I
Thanks for
kind
the
of love
memories.
these, like, the, like, well, I don't love them. They're really sad. But, like, the people that have the parties when they know that they're going to die, and they, like, say goodbye to all their friends.
Yeah.
And then they, you know, it's like,
It's some closure.
they get closure.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
Did you guys see that documentary, How to Die in Oregon?
No.
No.
That's really good.
Is it Netflix?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, it's really worth
Am I the
watching.
only person on camera right now?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I have-
Because I don't like when he tilts it toward me. I really like
You should move over,
Maybe
JD.
I should. Yeah, I feel like
do.
this is a bad angle too.
Join us.
The lighting over there is
Join the
really
party.
good. You all look great.
Would anybody
Right
like?
here.
Would anyone like more Chardonnay?
Let me see. Yes, I would.
I'll have a little.
I will only have a splash more because I have to get my hair cut.
And I
Have to
have
get
to
your
meet
work
Natalie
done.
Wood's daughter.
And Eve is coming back from LA, which means I'm going to be in trouble when I get home.
Why?
Because the house is not going to be in perfect El Decor worthy condition.
Did you ever replace Beyonce?
Yeah, with Kelly and Michelle.
Right.
I have two topiaries called Kelly and Michelle.
Because Beyonce died.
Beyonce. I killed Beyonce.
Beyonce, the person, did not die. Beyonce, the plant, died.
That'll be a headline on like Hollywood Life in 5 minutes. Beyonce is dead, and then they'll put a photo of my
xoJane
topiary.
managing editor kills Beyonce. It's not true. Ugh, you guys.
There are 8 people watching, and I want to know what your favorite xoJane story is ever.
Ever?
Or they could have a preview of that thing that I'm going to ask on my phone of who we should bring back.
Oh, true.
Oh. Yeah, if you could bring
Special
back
preview
any
for
writer
those
that you
8.
haven't
Yeah.
seen in a while.
Oh, now it's jumping up. The number of people watching are
Yep.
So who
I might
would
leave
I
you
have
with that
one.
and go because I feel like I have too much work to do.
I
I'm
have a
getting
writer that I
stressed.
want to bring back.
I'm not drinking the wine. That's probably the problem.
Can I answer your question?
You guys can go for it. I'm going to go get a little bit done.
I want Julianne Smolinski.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Julianne.
She's great.
Julianne's
She is
freaking great. You should follow her on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Boobs Radley is her username, which is great.
They
She
can look
wrote
up the
some of-
stuff she wrote on
She
xoJane.
wrote some of the
It's so
best
good.
stuff on xoJane in like I want to say like 2012, 2013 were her heydays.
Where is she now?
She actually writes Grace and Frankie,
Oh,
so that's a good excuse.
I don't even know if that is Grace and Frankie.
That is the Lily
Where I'm
Tomlin, Jane Fonda
Oh,
Netflix
you would that, love it. It's
yeah,
so good.
series.
I only like reality and documentary. It's true. But I really like that a lot.
And I think also I want to say that Martin Sheen and Sam Waterston are also, it's a great cast and great writer because I love her stuff.
I saw Meryl Streep on the street yesterday,
What?
and she looked absolutely so much even more gorgeous than I
That
ever
is such a
seen
good
her.
celebrity side.
It was a good one. It was a good
That
one.
is a good
It was on
one.
my way down here.
Oh my god. I don't know what I would do. I don't get too starstruck, but that would have like
Yeah, it was
knocked
pretty
me
exciting.
over.
I thought that was a good one too. Love you guys.
Bye, Jane.
Bye,
Love the
Jane.
8 of you who are watching. How many is it right now?
9.
I love all 9 of you.
8.
you scared them off.
Aw.
Watch your wire. There you go. Oh, wine.
Okay, so who do you want to bring back, xoJane wise?
Well, I got my wish because Kat is back.
That's true.
That's true.
Kat
And
is
so
back.
Kat, she was probably my number one favorite xoJane writer.
And can I just say something, because there were a lot of comments about how her second piece was all promo-y and like, duh, she has a book coming out, but there's a lot more good cat stuff to come. And
true.
we've seen it and you haven't, so we know. There are videos. Laurel.
Oh, well, I only produced one of them.
Well, there's...
And by produced, I mean that I sat on the sidelines and kept my fingers crossed that everything would not fall apart. And it did. It did, to an extent.
I want Marianne back. Marianne.
I love Marianne.
Come back.
Yeah, Marianne.
And Leslie.
Well,
I mean,
actually,
Leslie's still around, but
mistaken,
like...
Leslie wrote a good piece for, I think, Medium the other day.
Excuse
about
me, Leslie.
something that I was actually thinking about. I don't know if anybody has watched that new show, I think on NBC, This Is Us.
Oh, so good.
It's great. And one thing that annoyed me about it, because first of all, there aren't too many lead characters on TV that are obese. And there is this beautiful actress whose name is escaping me right now, and you may remember her from American Horror Story Freak Show. She was actually one of the actresses on it.
What's her name?
I can't think of her name right now. I want to say it's Kate something. The character's name is Kate.
Yeah, she's wonderful though.
She's
actually
so good, and it's refreshing to see, an overweight character that is just being human. But almost right off the bat, they start in with like her goal is to lose the weight, and she meets her love interest at the Overeaters Anonymous type of thing, and I'm like, oh, this again. And I think Leslie actually wrote a piece addressing that and how that might actually be okay. But like I was taken aback a little bit by that sort of like trope again, because that's actually how Mike and Molly started. Like they met at Overeaters Anonymous, and that's what it was based on. And I kind of want to shake TV writers and be like, there's more to a fat person's life than their effort to lose weight, and sometimes they don't even want to. Anyway, but it is a great show.
It's a really great show.
I like Mandy Moore a lot.
Yeah, she's good in it.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy Moore, isn't it?
Mandy Moore.
Mandy
Moore plays the
Moore.
mother of well, I don't want to give away the twist.
Yeah.
There's a twist in the
there's
first
a twist.
episode.
I
if you
can't
haven't
believe
seen it.
Mandy Moore plays a mother. Like, to me, I'm just like, wait, Mandy Moore is 12.
Nope.
No.
Mandy Moore's got to be
She's
like
16 and driving around a
35
VW Beetle
Yeah, exactly.
in my mind.
Oh my God, the Candy video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dan, do you want me to film you?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't think this lighting is flattering.
Well, then I'm going to look at Mandy Moore's age. Mandy Moore,
I think we're the same age, actually.
she's 32.
Yep,
Are we Googling it?
32. Mandy Moore. And the Olsen twins.
Mandy Moore on her
Well, the
controversial
Olsen, I
This
think
Is
the
Us
Olsen
secret.
twins.
There will be ramifications.
I think the Olsen twins are 31.
Let's find out.
But we're all the same age.
Mary Kate. So why did I type in the longer name?
I don't know. Maybe
Anyway,
she's your favorite Olsen. And
30.
you just didn't know it.
Yeah, okay.
She's
So they're
30.
close.
Wow, the Olsen twins are 30.
Yeah.
I saw Mary Kate at
pretty
a party
crazy.
once. Very pretty.
I do think I prefer Mary Kate over Ashley for some strange
I
reason. I don't know why.
think everyone prefers Mary Kate over Ashley.
Why though?
There's no shade, Ashley.
No, I think they're
there's
both
just-
great. But I don't know why.
There's
I'm
an
more drawn to
affinity
Mary
there
Kate.
that I can't describe.
Maybe it was the darker hair for a while. Because
Yeah.
didn't
She does
grow
seem a little
brunette?
bit more goth in a weird way.
I feel like Mary Kate opens up more. Because they're both very closed off, but I feel like Mary Kate is like a smidge more open. Like Ashley is stoic. That face does not move on a red carpet. It is locked in place.
Really?
Mary Kate at least gives you like a little tease of a smile.
Are
like
you
the
mixing them up?
smallest. No. I don't think so.
I feel like Ashley is the sugar and Mary Kate is the spice.
Okay, we can agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
I don't know. Is anybody talking?
Yeah, ask us anything.
Tell us what you think about Mary
Ask us
Kate and
anything.
Ashley. Who's sugar and who's spice?
Yeah, are we right on or are we way off?
Olsen Spice. Where are we going with this?
I know.
We're going to 10 minutes. That's where we're going.
Okay.
Well, another writer that I would like to bring that I really enjoy before I was working here is Mandy. I think Kat and Mandy were my favorite writers.
Mandy.
Yeah.
You whisper it. You say it 3 times, she comes through the window.
I love Mandy.
What about Kate? Do you guys
Who's
remember
Kate? No.
Kate Conway.
Oh, yeah, I know Kate Conway.
I love Kate.
Yeah.
I thought she was fantastic. Who else?
I really like Caitlin Thornton, too, but she, I don't know. Where are you, girl? You sent me some pitches and then never followed through. Putting you on blast on Facebook Live.
I know you're live.
What happened? I know you live in LA now, but like, you're only 3 hours behind us. Email still works.
There's a lot of Vane writers I'd love to bring back too, but some of them sort of like kind of got their start on Vane and like are off doing other things full time. Like Allie.
Oh yeah.
Like Allie, you know, I think she'd been blogging like personally before she came to Vane, and then she sort of gathered a following, and then she got full-time beauty editor work, and now she's doing her thing. You know, Annie too. Like
this Kim Crawford is really hitting the spot.
You have to take some pride in your work, then. You
no, it's exciting.
Kind of, like now they're flying on their own, like you said.
Well, I can't take credit for discovering Annie by any stretch. Like Jane discovered Annie, and now she's doing her thing. And I feel like I've told this story a million times, but Annie discovered Sable when Sable had written like a Craigslist ad looking for a roommate, and Annie thought that like it was just written in such a funny voice that she reached out to this girl without seeing her, and was like, "Would you be interested in writing for xoJane?" And then it turned out to be someone who looks like Sable. So that was great.
Sable is gorgeous.
A little bit.
And if you have not read her stuff on xoJane, you should do that.
Wait, I want Sable more on xoJane.
Me too.
And so does Jane, actually. We talked about this yesterday.
In fact, I want a lot of xoJane writers to write more on xoJane.
Uh-oh, someone just gave us the thumbs up on that.
Yeah.
Sable, was that you? Sable, if that was you, blink twice.
I think Sable's in Europe right now.
Oh, yeah. She's in, like, Sweden or Copenhagen or somewhere Nordic.
Which is sad, because when she leaves town, then I don't have somebody to go to the dog park with.
You spend a lot of time at the dog park.
Me to go to the dog park.
Okay.
We'll
Marci, all your Instagram stories are like dog park.
Yeah. I've considered starting a new account just for Rufus, but I don't know if I want to be that person.
Be that person.
I think that'd be great. Why
But
not?
then, like, what's my Instagram just is going to be? Just like, no one wants to just see selfies of me. I don't know.
I stopped doing selfies. You have to.
To stop doing them?
You just have to stop doing them.
I don't know. It depends on who you are and what your face looks like. Because, like, Sable gets, like, 300 likes on her selfies because
maybe that's why I stopped
cheekbones.
doing them.
I still take the occasional selfie, but I really try to scale it back. Like, nobody wants to see a selfie, like, every 5th photo selfie? No, every 10th photo.
I agree with that. I think that's like a good.
It also depends on why people are following you.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
agree.
somebody once made a comment on one of my pictures of my dogs like a couple of years ago. She was like, "Why do you post your pictures of your dog so much? I followed you for beauty," because they knew me from xoJane.
Right.
And it's like, well, this is just my personal account, and I love dogs as much as lipstick. And like, I didn't know what to say. So yeah, I mean, if you like dogs and if you like my face, you should follow me on Instagram because that's all there is.
And that's okay.
Thank you.
I'm not
Thanks.
judging anyone that does selfies on Instagram. I'm just saying I stopped doing selfies.
You occasionally throw up a selfie in your like Instagram story.
But they're not well, yeah, in Instagram story I will do them,
Because
but
it's here and then it's gone.
yeah, but on my actual Instagram I will not put a selfie anymore. I will only do photos that someone took of me.
Do you have a reason for doing that?
I just feel like it's over. I feel like it's oversaturated. This is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm defeated currently by social media. I feel like very at war with it.
What?
How so? Tell
I
us
just
more.
feel like I've been doing it for so long and there's no payoff.
Even followers, likes.
I did
comments.
post a photo today from Cuba
I'm
that,
still drinking that.
yeah, what the hell?
I'm not sick.
We have the holiday bottle, which we
I'm
can
not
use.
sick.
Kim Crawford.
I wasn't
love Kim
drinking from it. I
Crawford.
was just making music.
I just music shamed
Wait,
you.
so no, for real
I have
talk
a
though.
clean mouth. I don't have any
What you're
diseases that can
doing
be
right
caught.
now is like
What?
that's some college shit.
I didn't drink in college, so I'm making it up. I'm making up
Okay.
for it now. Wow, guys, I've had like a glass of wine.
Or did I etiquette shame you?
I mean, I think that
Is that a
What I
thing?
was
Do I have to
doing
worry
was
about
rude.
etiquette shaming
I
people
didn't-
now?
Let's
start it.
on
Let's start it.
I want
gonna
someone
drink this
to
anyway.
write about. Yeah, I have nothing.
Alcohol kills everything.
Oh,
It's
fun.
fine.
That's true. I want someone to write a piece about being shamed. Someone who's tired of being shamed for shaming people.
I could write that piece.
Yeah, see, I don't think you're a big shamer though. Like while you may have the occasional snarky, witty comment, you are for the most part a very accepting person.
I am, but I do have I have like an underlying snark. I think, and
coping
people
mechanism.
think, yeah.
So we need to find like the most judgmental person who is shamed, or
Yes.
like right.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. It happened to me.
I don't want to give him
I'm
a
Donald Trump.
platform.
Yeah.
I'm a shamer.
I mean, I'm a shamer. I shame people who shame.
This is younger.
It's starting. I'm starting to get, what is it called? Semantic satiation, when a word no longer means anything to you because you've said it so many times. Like I just said shame so many times that it just sounds like white noise to me.
Adrienne Marie says, I loved your article about matching your hair color to your dog's fur.
Oh, thanks.
Aw.
That was Rufus.
Rufus.
That was a while ago. That I'm actually kind of back around to sort of that orangey color. But yeah, thank
Remember
you.
when you first started here and I first met you on your first day and you were like, my hair is green, should I dye it? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
'cause I
think
was
I can.
worried-
You were like, I don't think I can work here if my hair is green. And I was like, it's fine.
Because I'd never worked for such a big corporation before, and I was worried that like it wasn't cool for a 36-year-old woman to have green hair.
I have to say,
In
the
a corporation.
first day I met you and Amber and Jane. Well, first of all, Jane showed up at like 9 a.m.
was the
on the dot.
first
She was the
one.
first
That
one
never
here.
happens.
So, if you guys don't know the story about xoJane being acquired, very quickly I will tell you that I was already working at Time Inc. I was freelancing on another brand, and they started. So I was already here, and I had the privilege of going downstairs to find Jane on the first day, and Jane was here at like 9 a.m. and we could not find each other. And our building is arguably very, very, very confusing.
Oh, the very first day I came in and walked through a mall. And
You
I was
can-
like, where
It
am
took
I?
me like 2 months to figure out where everything was, and I still was missing corridors.
So there are like
You didn't know about the bathroom for
I
like
did.
2
Yeah,
months.
I had no idea.
there are
just
like
holding it in.
there are like multiple entrances to this building. There are multiple ways to access the same areas of the building. There are multiple ways to get lost, basically. And it's actually the building we're in is one building connected to 3 other buildings that look exactly the same as
Yeah.
it and are connected via tunnels. So you can get
Yes.
really, really lost. So
It's gotten more complicated.
it's gotten more. Oh yeah, and then
Now
they
there's
opened
Westfield.
Westfield, which is like it's
Oh,
just like an
yeah.
endless thing.
And now we're
You need a
connected.
key card to get to Westfield and back.
And there's a
down.
Starbucks across the way, and there originally
ridiculous.
wasn't like a sky tunnel, but now there is a sky tunnel.
Right. It's
crazy.
there's a lot. So anyway, Jane comes and I'm frantically texting with her, and then she's here for 2 hours, gets her computer set up, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna leave for the day. I have a lunch. And I was like, okay. Marci and Amber aren't here yet, but I'm sure I'll just figure out who they are.
Now, wait a minute, Dan. Dan and I met about a year prior to this when he interviewed me for a job at a different publication.
That is true.
apparently either right before or right after interviewing Sable for the exact same position.
No, this is like a tangled web.
It's
This
Well,
is
no,
very
no,
tangled.
so-
And here's
You
the
know,
true
soap opera.
story.
It's
I
embarrassing.
wanted to hire Marci, and then she got to the next round, and someone else didn't want to hire her.
Yep.
So it was fate that we worked together. Here,
Yeah.
touch my hand.
Okay, so
No, we had good, like, we
Yeah,
had
we
good
had good.
chemistry.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And I mean, but it happens, and it's for the best that
Oh
we
yeah,
are not
for sure.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was at Vane from the beginning and stayed for like a year and a half. I went freelance, and during my time freelancing, I interviewed for this job, for the job at this other publication, which shall not be named. And I interviewed with 2 people, like at like sort of a director level. One was Dan. Dan liked me. The other person was like, nah, she's alright. I think like at one point one of the questions was like, which youthful celebrities would you like focus on or something like that. It was I don't know.
Did you botch
And,
the
like,
question?
I didn't botch the question so much as like I think that I like named the youthful celebrities of like 2014 instead of 2015. Like I should have said Ariana Grande.
What's like
But I
okay?
said
This
like
actually
Taylor
this brings
Swift
up like a really good. So I always think about this like when I'm interviewing people, and I'm always like, what's the question they're gonna hate that I ask them? And I don't do it on purpose. Like I don't go into the interview like trying to like think of questions that they're gonna hate me for. But I've been asked questions like the one that stands out in my mind is, what kind of people do you need around you to make you successful? And I was like, that is the worst.
Well, you can't win at that question.
No, right. It's like Pandora's box. Like you open it and it's like everything you're saying is wrong. So
Right, because if you say all people, then it seems like you're BSing. But then if you're just like, I can only work around
Right.
type A people,
Right.
well, that's nowhere.
right.
But I honestly do like okay, so there's like the cliche and like questions that people ask like, what's your weakness? And then everyone says, I'm a perfectionist.
Right.
I
read that LinkedIn article too. Like, come on.
And
Yeah.
I know what my weakness is, and my weakness, like my strengths are absolutely like creativity. I'm reliable and getting shit done on time, stuff like that. But I'm not organized. So, which Dan knows because he's like, did you read that email I sent you 17 hours ago? And I'd be like, I'll check my email. So like my whole thing is organization. I've always been terrible at being organized, but I get everything done and I get it done well. So like if somebody asked me who I had to be surrounded by, I would want it to be like people who have like regimented
Yeah.
like systems that I can sort of like glom onto.
But that question sucks because then it makes you look bad.
Like, I'm not
makes you look.
organized. Right.
Yeah, I know.
But like, it's so unrealistic to think that someone has all the strengths.
Well, and that's what I always like. I'm like the type of hiring manager that like actually many bosses have told me this. Jane has told me this.
Mm-hmm.
My former boss before that and before that told me this. I do not hire people unless I am like convinced that they can do the job. And Caitlin, when we hired Caitlin, she was the first person I met with, but I was like
I
convinced.
remember when you came back and you were like, she was good.
I was like, she's our social editor, like no ifs, ands, or buts. I was like, Jane, you need to meet her like immediately. And Jane was like, are you sure you don't want to meet like 5 other people? I met with 5 other people. I was like, nope, it's still Caitlin. Like,
Well,
let's just...
but you weren't saying no, it's still Caitlin, because at the time we didn't really have like a first name basis with Caitlin, so it was
True.
it was like, yeah, the redhead girl, the redhead.
That's an identifying. I mean, it's not the worst
Well,
identifying
no,
characteristic
but, like-
I mean-
that you can have about somebody.
I know we've talked about this too, and it's not like nepotism or in any way, but
You
I
guys
know
went to the same high school.
we went to the same high school, and I actually am friendly with Caitlin's sister, but Caitlin was like a kid when I was in high school and friendly with her sister, so it's not like we ever had a relationship where I was like, hey, Caitlin, we're friends. Like, I know Caitlin through her sister as her sister.
If
That's
I'm not
it.
mistaken, like Time was already looking at Caitlin.
Oh, yeah, for another
social
job.
media
Yeah,
positions
yeah.
at other
Yeah,
publications.
that's how she came to me.
And it just worked out
Yeah,
that we got
yeah,
her.
yeah.
And she's I can't imagine her working for another public. Like, she's perfect.
Yeah,
here.
Caitlin is awesome.
I love, and Jamie is an awesome hire too.
You know what's really
you.
weird to me, and I'm starting to get paranoid about this. Like, I enjoy. My stomach just growled. I enjoy hanging out with Caitlin as like a person, and she's like 10, 12 years younger than me. And then I started thinking, like, I think I might be the oldest in my like friend circle. And now I'm worried. Like, I feel like I need to get out there
Peter
and make
Pan
some like
syndrome?
40-year-old friends. My stomach! Can you guys hear that?
No,
Did
they
that
can't.
come through?
We're drinking
Does
GN.
that
We're
mean
drinking
that I'm?
Yeah.
Kim Crawford and Motto wine.
Does that mean that I'm immature, or that I happen to have mature, younger friends? Do you not hear
Now I heard
the
it.
gurgling that's going on?
I can hear it. I don't think it comes across on the iPhone speaker.
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
These tools are very
No.
sophisticated these days.
This completely explains why, first, I'm being even more talkative than usual, and second, I'm gurgling. I didn't have lunch today.
What?
I'm just drinking Kim Crawford on my
You're
stomach.
gonna be wasted in about 10 minutes.
I gotta leave in about 10 minutes to go to, I'm going to an event for, there's a fragrance called Natalie, which is based on Natalie Wood, who is one of the most beautiful actresses who ever lived, and her daughter Natasha is going to be there, and it's to celebrate their gift set. And for a while, when Amber was still here, I had brought up Natalie Wood in some context, and she didn't know who that was, and I was like, oh my god, she was one of the most beautiful actresses ever. Have you ever seen West Side Story? I've seen it 80 times. And at the time I was thinking, like, gosh, I should just like write a post of like the Natalie Wood's most, like, 10 most memorable, like, beauty moments. And now all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there's a Natalie Wood fragrance. So guys, in the next, like, month, there's going to be, like, a top 10
Spoiler
Natalie
alert.
Wood. So if anybody would like to post in the comments your favorite Natalie Wood beauty moment, I'll take it into consideration.
All right, on that note, I need a haircut.
I'm still gurgling. Can you hear it?
I can.
Marci
not
needs
right
a
now.
meal.
It sounds like I have a Pomeranian in my liver.
Oh, liver Pomeranian.
Jamie,
So
what is
cute.
Jamie?
Tiny
What's
Pomeranian.
your current need?
My what?
I said, what's your current need?
My need?
I need a haircut. Marci
my
needs a
gosh.
meal.
I
What's your
do.
current
I probably
need?
need some lip gloss. That's probably. I need to finish this glass. That's my current need.
Well,
Thank
cheers
you.
to all of us.
To Kim
Bye.
Crawford.